friends. Today we are going to be looking at some different artists and their self portraits and thinking about how they are feeling. Artists like to tell stories in their artwork, and so we can look at the artists' faces and their bodies and their backgrounds to give us an idea about how they are feeling. In this painting by a man named Jacob Lawrence, we see that his mouth is smiling and his body looks relaxed. One hand is holding his head, which makes me think that he's very content. He's very happy to be painting today. His other hand is showing you his paintbrushes, and that lets you know that he is a painter. In the background, I see lots of bright, cheerful colors. In his painting, I see lots of primary colors, reds and yellows and blues. And I see that his face looks really smiley. That makes me think that Jacob Lawrence made a happy self portrait for us. Let's look at another one, and I want you to think about what feeling is the artist trying to tell us about. This is a painting by a man named Vincent van Gogh. What feeling do you think he's trying to tell us? I think that he looks kind of worried. Look at how his eyebrows are knitted together. They're all squished up in the middle, and his eyes look really squinty. His mouth is set straight across, and the colors he uses aren't the bright, cheerful colors that we saw in the last painting. They're grays and blues, and they swirl in the background, just like they swirl in his clothes. It makes me think that Vincent van Gogh is very worried or very, maybe a little bit upset about something. Is there a time that you felt worried? I feel worried sometimes too. And that's a feeling that you can show in your picture if you want to. This is a different painting. Look at how different it feels. Frida Kahlo is using lots of browns with a little bit of red around her face. And when we look at her face, I see that her eyebrows are all squished together, but her eyes look big and her mouth looks very sad. It's pointed down at the edges. And when we look at her face, I can see that she's crying. She has 3 tears on her face. 1, 2, 3. And this painting looks very sad to me. In this next self-portrait, Gustave Courbet looks very surprised or afraid. Look at how his hands are clutching his hair, like, oh no, what is happening? And his eyes are really, really big. His eyebrows have gone up, and even his mouth is a little bit open, like he's going, oh! You could see how surprised or how scared he is. Have you ever felt scared? Scared is a feeling that all of us feel sometimes, and if you want to tell a story about being scared in your self-portrait today, that might be a good idea. This is another self-portrait. This one is by a woman named Judith Leister. How is her body different than Gustave Courbert's? Look, he is all leaned into the picture. His eyes are big. His hands are worried. They're grasping his hair. But she doesn't look like that at all, does she? She's leaning back in her chair. Her arm is resting against the top of it. In one hand, she holds paint and lots of paintbrushes. And in the other hand, she holds one paintbrush. Her mouth is smiling. Her eyes look nice and open, and she looks happy and relaxed. She's even painting a happy picture in her background. Do you see how she's painting a man playing a violin? He's smiling too. That makes me think that he's very happy. Every picture shows how the artist is feeling. And today, when you make your self-portrait, I want you to decide what kind of feeling do you want to show in your face, in your body, in your background. I want you to tell a story about how you are feeling.